This is going to be a short video. Perfectly uniform surface. A thin layer of water. Only 90 meters deep. Can see the surface through the water. See it through the water. This is going to be testing centrifugal forces. Ready? Rotational period. 1 days. Ready for this. So around the pole, you're gonna see water start to move down. I'm pretty sure. Can see there's a gradient now. Look at that. The water's bulging near the equator now. See that? Only 66 versus 116. And then back near the poles, where there's not very much force, it's now at 0. I'm pretty sure almost 0 for some of these places. Interesting, right? Next. Look at that. Ice. Ready for this? See the water getting more and more concentrated. We are now at very, very low and very dense. You can see there's still a thin layer of water around the entire planet. It's just almost oh, we're at 0. There's no more water here. It's all here. This is the same amount of water that is able to cover the entire surface 70 meters deep. There's no feet. Next up, let's make it a little bit more. Let's go to a half a day. .5 days. We'll see quite the bulge. Can see how the light reflects as well. Next up, zero point 0.4 days. There's no more water near the poles. It is all right near the equator. In a thin band. 560 meters deep is the deepest part. Let's go down to 0.3 days. Actually, let's go down to 0.35 days. It's a bit more concentrated. Let's go down a bit more. Wonder when we're gonna hit the spin myself to death point. 0.3 days. Very fast rotation right now. How many hours? Only 7 hours in a day. 7.2 hours every day is the spin rate of this thing, and it is enough to push all of the water near the equator and make it 750 meters deep. Next up, 7 hours. It's a bit more concentrated, but just barely. Not that big of a deal. Let's go down to 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours. It's a bit more concentrated. Again, not that big of a deal. 6 hours. 5 hours. You can see how that made a big difference. 4.5 hours. Bit more. This is very fast. 30 minutes a second. Let's see how fast it is. 1 second per second. Oh, that's 1 minute per second. This is 1 minute per second. 1 second per second. Can you see it spinning? Yes, you can. Barely. If we go to the polls, you should be able to see it more. Barely. It's not that noticeable, but at the same time, kind of. Yeah, it's spinning. Next up, 4 hours. 3.5 hours. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do 60. Quite a difference. 1 minute per second. Look how dense that water is near the equator. It's quite intense. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. We're now at 1 kilometer depth. This planet, I feel, has the capacity to break apart if I do any more. Let's go down to 3 hours. I don't know what the limit is before it rips itself to pieces. Let's go down to 2.5 hours. This is intense now. At any minute, at any time now, it could break apart into many, many pieces. 150 minutes. Let's go down to 2 hours. We're down to 120 minutes. I'm now going to start using minutes. 100 minutes. Let's see this. Oh my gosh. It is getting compacted. Remember, this is enough water to cover the entire thing 70 something meters deep. We're already at the point where it is 2 kilometers deep at the equator. This is getting intense, people. I think we can see it at 1 second per second. Not quite. How about 30? What the hell just happened? This is kind of interesting. Okay, yeah, 60. It's broken. Don't use 30 seconds per second. It goes mental. Fun fact, speeding up time doesn't actually change anything about this. Ah, shit. I broke it again. 60. Don't use 30 seconds per second, otherwise it breaks and doesn't do anything accurate. Let's go down to 90 minutes. Let's go down to 80 minutes. 70 minutes. We're getting quite fast now, people. 60 minutes. It is now spinning once every hour. It has ripped itself to pieces, people. It is finally at the stage where it rips to pieces. The water is now being lifted off the surface. Let's go down to 50 minutes. As it rips itself to pieces, its spin rate begins to increase. We will not allow that. 40 minutes. 30 minutes. Once every half an hour, this thing spins. It is being ripped to shreds as we speak. Let's go down to 20 minutes. The entire thing has been disintegrated, people. That is the limit for the blank planet. This is the core. It spins once every hour. Let's go down to 10 minutes. There's nothing left of this once beautiful world with an equator covered in a mile deep ocean. Multiple mile deep ocean. That's it for this video. 10 minutes. Wow, I was expecting this to be like 5. I was not expecting 10 minutes. Wow. Have a splendid day. Also, you should try this out. It's pretty fun.